This video might have to wait because she's trying to climb into my onbuhimo right now saying backpack. You want to be a backpack? I managed to convince her that being in the backpack in a lark is just as good as the onbuhimo, but man, she really associates the onbuhimo with the backpack song from Dora the Explorer. So let's talk about the sizing of Lenny Lamb onbuhimos. This is specifically Lenny Lamb brand. Of course, every brand is going to have their own sizing, but I managed to get a hold of all 3 sizes of onbuhimo, so let's check them out. So first, what is an onbuhimo? An onbuhimo is a Japanese-style waistbandless carry. The features of an onbuhimo that make it unique compared to a lot of other soft-structured carriers are the lack of waistband, and also the baby's legs go through the same hole as your arms. Lastly, your baby is really high. If you have proper positioning in an onbuhimo, they should be really high up on your back. You want your shoulders lined up with your baby's shoulders as close as possible. And so one of the ways that you do that is you pull on these straps and then tighten your straps down here to get them. I already have them pretty much almost as tight as possible. I'm not a huge fan of Lenny Lamb's webbing. I find their webbing a little bit, this part, these straps, I find the webbing a little bit difficult to tighten when I'm already wearing it. So I actually, for mine, I like to just have it already adjusted and then put baby up. Oh, and then the last thing that I should know about an onbuhimo is, see this right here? This is wrong. To keep the baby's butt from falling out, you have to flip that up under between you and your baby. It's a very important part of wearing an onbuhimo safely. Now this one right here is the baby one. This one right here is the toddler one. Now the toddler one is only a little bit bigger than the baby one, but let's line them up and show. These are both used, washed, broken in, and we've got about 2 inches extra on the side there. The waistband panel has about an extra 1.5 inches, 2 inches. We got about 2 to 3 inches more height on the panel itself, and that is the area that my baby was growing out of, and that's usually the area the babies are going to grow out of. 2/3 to 3/4 of the baby's back should be covered, and so that's really important, especially in a back carry when you can't quite see them. So the standard carrier is intended for 6 months to 24 months. I personally found my daughter started to grow out of it around a year. I continued to use her in it until 15 months, but it was really pushing it, and there were some times that I did not feel the fit was safe enough. They say 9 months to 18-month clothes. I was totally fine when my daughter was in 6 months clothes to start using this one. And she is now in 18 months, and that is where she's totally maxed out on the baby. For toddler, they say 1 year to 3 years. The 1 year was definitely accurate for me. I wish I had started this one around 1 year. I don't know about 3 years. 3 years is probably pushing it. I don't know that I would put my friend's 3-year-old in this, but I would definitely put my other friend's 2-year-old in this. They say 12-month clothes to 3T clothes. I'd probably max out at about 2T on this one. And then for the preschool carrier, which is a lot bigger, they say 2 years to 5 years. I put my 9-year-old in this the other day. Was it comfortable? No, but it was fun to be able to like give him a piggyback ride when he's 85 pounds. So it's a bit different. And I definitely still felt like it was possible. Was it comfortable for me? No, I don't weigh that much. So but maybe my husband could comfortably carry him in this, and that would actually probably go fine for the both of them. They say 2T clothes up to 7. I think that is true. The big problem with onbuhimos though is because of the lack of waistband, it puts a lot of strain on your shoulders. That's why it's so important to go really high up. And it's definitely hard to go higher up when you have a bigger kid. I still wouldn't do it for a long-term carry. For a long-term carry, I'd probably be looking at a kid lark or another kid carrier that's not an onbuhimo. I feel like that waistband strap really adds an extra level of support. The waistbands up on these, you can see we've got an extra like 7-8 inches here. So that's huge, huge. The panel itself is actually not that much taller, which makes sense because once you have a bigger baby, that 2/3 is a little less important. Once they're old enough to not flip themselves out, it gets a little less important. But for the ones that are younger, the 2 to 3-year-olds, they're still going to be fully supported. They can't really eat themselves out, and once they're older than that, they don't want to eat themselves out. Usually, not always. Every kid is different. So that's just a little bit about the sizing. Now let me show you my baby in all 3 of these. I'm gonna crank the seat down all the way on this one and see how good of a fit I can do. I'm going to have it all the way extended on this one. This one's going to be just a little bit brought in. Might not even be brought in at all. We'll see. That panel's flipped up. There's not that much room for it, so that's kind of as good as I can do. And this is her size in the baby one. What? Down. Down. And these are all not the Pro. But this is her size in the toddler. Okay, my model is so done. But this is the preschool one. We gotta stop. Okay. Okay, if I were to do this again, I would probably skip baby and go right to toddler because I feel like you can get a pretty safe fit in the toddler one earlier. But the baby one only has like a 6-month lifespan in my opinion. And then the preschool one, so I would go from toddler right to preschool, or I would not do preschool and go kid lark instead. Anyway, those are my thoughts.